Hello, my name is Helen Cummins, and this is Mallorca Living, a space dedicated to those who are dreaming about making Mallorca their home. Today I'm here with Daniel Rudolf from Germany, who has visited over 50 countries with his work as a modern-day butler. We're going to talk to Daniel about his journey to Mallorca and establishing his business here on the island. Daniel, you're very welcome. Thank you for being here.
Go
on.
Thanks, it's a pleasure being here and being invited, and
You're welcome.
an honor.
Yeah, thank you. We've met a few times at our business lunch, and you are somebody who likes to network on the island, no? You know a lot of people.
That's my business. If I wouldn't know anyone, I couldn't run my business proper.
Exactly. And I want to just share what your business is, because while you run more or less like a modern day concierge service, your background is actually as a butler. And I remember the first time I met you, and I was absolutely fascinated to meet a modern day butler, because none of us really know that other than what we know from the movies of. So can you tell us what it's like to be a modern day butler?
Yeah, I think currently there are many expressions or names for that, what I do. It's household manager, lifestyle manager, butler administrator, modern butler, PA, and I haven't been in school, and told my teacher when they asked what you want to be, and I didn't say I want to be a butler, and I started as a chef.
I know, I read this, and that's very interesting. And I love your comment that working in a Michelin-star restaurant really helped you to understand what excellence is. What is excellence to you?
Excellence. I think I started in a very basic restaurant. I made chicken and escalope and very simple in a beer garden, simple food. And my first really high-end chef job was in London at Mosiman's, and it's a very famous members club. At this time, 20 years ago, was like that restaurant, the place to be. And Mr. Mosiman, he taught me the passion. His expression, passion for excellence, and you never get a second chance for the first impression. I kept that all my life, and he was an impressive man. He was not good enough with 90% or 95%. He always wanted 100% of us. And if one dish of 6 on a table was not perfect, again, all 6 new.
Really?
Yeah.
So excellence for you is perfection. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, definitely. And
But is perfection not very subjective? Because what I might consider perfect, you might consider something else perfect. So how do you adapt that for your clients?
All my clients have different needs and different expectations, and all expect the best for them. And I have clients that have a wardrobe, like everything color sorted, all pants together. Like I had a client that it needed perfectly one dam between the hangers.
Really?
Yeah, that everything hangs perfect. The trousers to be balanced, perfect in the middle, that all hangers are on the same level.
Wow. And this was your responsibility to make sure that this was perfect.
Yeah, I didn't have to do it, but I had to
of course.
check and teach I wrote a household menu for this household. It was like 230 pages. Where the cushion has to be, where the frame has to be, in which direction of the entrance the frame has to be, in what angle.
And did you ever think of sending this poor person to counseling or therapy, because maybe that's what they needed, right?
Yeah, but that's why you have a household menu. If housekeepers or household staff forget how things has to be, they can always look in which room.
I joke because I think if somebody is looking for that kind of perfection, maybe they have a psychological problem. But anyway, not to.
No, but that's I think that's your friends in that level.
Yes.
If they see something in their household when they're invited for a dinner party and they show them around and they say like, oh, I have that like that, and they're like impressed. And I think you're not from yourself come up with all this from the beginning when you are wealthy.
Yeah.
It's like you see things, you like them, and you want them the same, and then it gets on a certain level.
Yeah, I'm sure you're asked all the time, but I have to ask you, what was the most bizarre thing you've ever been asked to do or to deliver or to oversee?
Yeah, there are a few things, but actually, I'm writing a book now, and it's done. I wrote
Congratulations.
7 months on it, and the agent already has told me I'm not allowed to say anymore or talk about it, all
okay.
these things, and the publisher as well.
Okay.
And I signed a few papers, but yeah, like sometimes I send a helicopter empty to get certain things.
Okay.
I've been in-
So things that people felt they needed at that moment, the helicopter was sent to visit.
It's every class, or how do you say, like class, like I've been in the Philippines. I work for Dedon, you know the outdoor
Dedon,
furniture. I opened for the owner a luxury hotel, and the staff there, they're like very simple people, and they didn't understand that I sent a driver to get certain things from the other side of the island, and they said like, hey, the chicken tastes the same, and why would you drive somewhere? And that's the same if Billionaires has a helicopter and
well, we can send the helicopter for it. We don't need to.
I sent them in the morning to get the sausage from Austria and sent them to Munich.
Oh, wow.
To the butcher on a Sunday morning to get white wurst, the white sausage.
Yeah.
Fresh from the butcher, produced, and sent them like lukewarm with the helicopter for breakfast. So,
and is there gratitude in all this?
Fun?
Is there gratitude in all this? I mean, at the end, does anybody say thank you for all the effort?
Yeah, it's the economy, you know, like helicopter pilot has children, he pays his bills.
Yeah.
Kind of people that...
Yeah. No, but I suppose my point is when you go to such effort to make sure that somebody's life is so perfect, is there gratitude, or is that just something that you kind of take for granted and say it's not part of what I do, you know?
I stopped, like I think at the time when I went to butler school, 2011 or 12, I stopped questioning why would that be necessary.
Okay,
because
I love that. I really love that. That's beautiful,
Because if you have like here 10 clients at the same time and they ask me for certain things, and if I would think of everything I organize for them, I would go to bed and think, why did I do that today? Why is that necessary? I would spend so much lifetime on thinking.
So you don't feel it's not your work to think about it. It's just to serve.
I serve it and organize it.
So what has made you this incredible person to serve others? What, was it your upbringing? How were you influenced to take this path in life?
I think from when I was already little, I always tried to pleasure my friends, or like give them first. Before I think of me, I think of others. If I buy a chocolate, I think of give I half away or give a quarter away. And does someone enjoy the chocolate as well? And what flavor would they prefer? Okay. So I think that was from the beginning. And then when I work as a chef, I started to work as a princess as a private chef. Right. And they had a luxury yacht in Greece, and a home in Gstaad in Switzerland, and a townhouse in New York. And this time when I work as a private chef, they give me more things to do. Like, Daniel, we are away over the weekend. Check the housekeepers, check the gardeners, the pool boy. So, and then I start like having a passion to not only the kitchen, to run a household and organize things and coordinate. And, and then got richer and more things to do. And then one day I decided I cannot cook and take my phone out and see the pot and drive away, and so I decided to go to the butler school.
Tell me about this experience, because I don't know anybody who's been to butler school. I think it's fantastic. Does it still exist, by the way? It continues today, butler school?
Certainly, and I'm thinking of to run my own online butler school. I'm planning that already.
Okay.
But when you go to a butler school, I think it took me like 3 months to decide to which butler school I go.
Okay, so there's many. It's not
Yeah, there are
just
many
one.
in England. In England, there are like 4 or 5 famous ones.
Okay.
And then in South Africa is the South African Butler Academy. I was like close. That was my second choice.
Right.
And there's one in Belgium. In Belgium.
Yeah.
That's the most expensive and the best in the world and the longest.
So yes, what duration? What is the duration?
Butler school is from 4 to 12 weeks. It's quite short if you think of what you have to learn. And
so what do you learn? What is
4
the
weeks.
kind of curriculum that you cover? What kind of subjects do you
I choose a modern Butler school. I actually want to go to the best, but the best is like very classic.
Okay.
And I'm not that person that like having a white glove and serving tea time and working in one place. I want to be a traveling butler and accompany my principals.
Yeah.
And so that's why I choose the British Butler Institution in London. And I think my head teacher, instructor, Gary Williams, he had a hard time with me.
Why? What did you do?
Because most people who attend in a butler school, they come from a restaurant or from a hotel, or they work as a housekeeper in private homes and they want to step up. So they didn't, all other attendants in the school hadn't had that experience that I had before. I flew already many private jets and helicopters. I've been in islands around the world. I think at this time I've been already in 20 countries.
Wow.
And so
you were quite accustomed to, living the life of the higher life.
No, but sometimes I realized that the teachers in the butler school talk from like they watch the YouTube video or they didn't experience that.
Yeah.
So I like aviation. Like I flew already in many private jets, and I knew what the process is to getting in a jet and out, and how some jets have 2 toilets, some has an emergency toilet, some has none toilet. So, and I could already
explain how to cope with this situation and so on.
In countries and island lives and so many times I interrupted and said, but that's
not actually true because I've been there. Right?
Exactly.
Amazing.
And they kicked me out of the cooking class.
Why?
Yeah, because I'm already a chef and there was a teacher in the cooking school. We went to a very famous cooking school one day in that 4 weeks and I interrupted because I didn't agree with what she explained. The lady give the cooking teacher, because I run before in kitchens. At this time I had 34 employees below me on an island. I work for Dietrich Mateschitz in the island in Fiji. Okay. So there was an executive chef, executive sous chef, and I had like 34 people below me.
Wow.
And and then there's the cooking teacher that tells like certain things, and like after 1 hour, she said like, you don't put salt on meat before you
serve it.
Seal it.
Sear it.
And so don't put salt before you put it in the pan. And I said like, why would you do that? She's like, it takes the water out of the meat. And I said like, meat is 95 to 98% water inside. So how much water you want to take out? Is when you put the salt on, is the water dissolving? Like you put of course salt before, because you want to
give it
the meat have a taste. Nobody wants meat without salt. So, and then the head teacher came from the back and to me and said like, Daniel, I think you take a day off and you know how to cook, and I want the others
to hear what.
Yeah. So take a day off and we see each other tomorrow in the butler school, and said like, okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
So
tell me, I mean, this is fascinating about butler school, but your chef, you were a chef, and then you worked as you said as a private chef for this important family, and that kind of brought you a lot of experience, and then you took the next. What happened after butler school then? What was the Where in the world did you find yourself after that?
When one family I worked before as a chef, when they hear I go to the butler school and they said like, oh, we want you as a household manager then.
Okay.
And they immediately hired me, and there was a family that 6 homes in Corsica, in London, in Paris, in Dubai, and Frankfurt, and somewhere else.
Okay.
In Austria, but I haven't been there.
Yeah.
And so I was working for them. And
To run the household
and
for
travel
all
with
these
them.
households.
Yeah, the biggest was in Dubai, in
Okay.
Emirate Hills, and I spent 5 months there. And yeah, that was. And then,
So what was your task on a day? What would be a typical day for you in that role, for example?
bring the schools, the kids to school, and arrange the chef what he has to cook for lunch and dinner.
And you were the one that was sort of communicating between the chef and the household.
And there was securities, housemaids, laundry and ironing lady, the cars, to manage the cars. Sometimes I had to drop cars somewhere for my principals, and or organize washing, petrol, refilling. The household, check the cleaners, laundry, dry cleaning, drop off, pick up, shopping, present shopping. They're invited to a lot of dinner parties and getting things for the kids for school, accompany them for play dates or for if they went to a concert because their parents didn't want, so I went with them, or I wait at the exit, and that someone is always close to them because they was quite young, and so it's a lot of things and never ending.
Yeah, and it's a 24/7 job, right?
Certainly, that's always it is my principles. Usually, I work for Middle Eastern. He was like going out until very late, and I had to accompany him mostly. He went to shisha bars in London or in New York, and had very late dinner. So from him it was like I went to bed like between 1 and 3, and he woke up at 9, but I had to organize things before, so that was always when with him traveling was short nights, like 5 hours sleep or less. And but usually my clients don't deserve me in the night, or my principals, that was like very rare. I work for Russian, that was sometimes happening when he went out for club and he said like, oh, met people, get the chef out. After partying, I come back at 2, I want a soup and a lobster, and
Okay, so
that sometimes happen.
okay.
But usually here my clients, I know when they call me at 11 or 12 or 1, then that's an emergency.
Okay, it's not a dinner, a lobster dinner, please.
Nope.
So okay, and then I want to know, how did you arrive in Mallorca? So what brought you here?
I worked before for family, Swiss family. They had 6 homes in 4 countries, and in total I run like 29 staff around, or 27 sometimes, 30, and nannies, chauffeurs, drivers, housekeepers, laundry, gardeners, whatever you can think of, and that between 1 and 3 airplanes that changed.
Right.
So when there was something wrong with the stewardess, Daniel, go please to the airplane, show them again how to make a cappuccino. The table was not set up. We have such expensive cutlery and how do you say, for crockery?
Crockery, yeah.
Crockery, and they don't place that nice, and so
Training everybody.
at that as well, cleaners, and there was a lot to manage. And actually the plan was 2015 that I work 1 month for them, and I always did like short-term jobs. I didn't want to work long term, because if you work a long time, you get annoyed from things like we talked before. You start questioning.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that. So the longest jobs was ever for the Princess 1 year, and for Dietrich Mateschitz in Fiji 1 year. And all the other jobs was temporary. So this family hired me actually for 1 month in Zurich. And so at the end I stay like over 4 years.
Really?
Family.
Oh, right.
Yeah, was 5 years. So, 5 years I will stay with the family.
And one of the homes was here in Mallorca, right?
Nope.
No?
No.
No, okay.
That I choose at this time. After 1 year I work for them, we start rotation. So I work 3 months non-stop, 7 days a week, and I have 1 month or 2 months off. So, and then I rented here a family holiday rental object in the north of the island. So I spent my time off here on the island. So, and then I start like, so after 20 years of traveling, I started like, okay, now it's time to settle down, and I choose Mallorca to be the place to be. For me, it's the best place in the world.
It's incredible because you've been to over
51 countries.
51 countries.
I did research because when I wrote my book, I want to have it proved when I say something like that. So I, from emails, Google Map, whatever, I
tracked.
Did research where I've been, and it's 51 countries.
Wow.
So
you really have done the research, and you've 100% decided Mallorca is the best.
It is.
Well, I think that's amazing that you're somebody who's really checked the rest of the world out and then said, okay, Mallorca is the number
always
one.
the people ask me why Mallorca, and I said like, you can do anything here except skiing and base jumping, or no, what do you call it?
Bungee jumping?
No,
or so,
when you jump out of the airplane.
Oh, okay.
That is not allowed here.
Because of like parachute jumping.
Yeah, parachuting. Yeah, that's not allowed here because of the traffic in the air, and skiing is not possible. But except that, you can do anything. Everything. You can get anything. You can get in 2 hours. You can get anywhere in Europe. You have like 179 destinations from here, from the airport.
Wow. Up to
1,200 flights a day. If you decide in the morning you want to go to Zurich, there's like 4 or 5 possibilities, and you can get anywhere. You can get anything here if you know where. Sometimes people come, can you organize me that or if someone comes from there and said, you can get that here, just need to know where. So from that, and the weather, you can sometimes. I have a picture in my living room where we have been on a yacht in January with a bikini and swim shorts, and
but even last weekend, I mean, we're now in November, the mid of November, and there was people swimming last weekend in the sea.
Yes, it's 22 degrees the water.
The water is 22 degrees, and we have many sunny days still, so it's absolutely beautiful. But I love the fact that you've done so much research of visiting so many countries, seen so much, because you're not seeing the poorer part of the world, you're seeing the absolute luxury. So you're seeing the best of what the world has to offer, and you still made Mallorca your choice to create a home for yourself.
Yeah, I've been in New York in the duration of 13 years. I've been like 3 years in New York, if you get it together in one term. And for me, that's the best city and best place in the world, but not to live.
Not to live.
It's too hectic. I have really crazy job offers to work there permanent, but I didn't want that because like it's so hectic and intense, and the most people who move to New York spend there like maximum 2-3 years, and then they go anywhere else in the world. It's like too stressful, too hectic, too intense.
Yeah. How do you kind of equate or balance out this whole super luxury consumerism with kind of more purposeful, let's even call it conscious living? Like how do you balance all that in your own mind?
But I think in Mallorca the people are a lot of people are here who have like villas here and living the luxury life are very down to earth. It's different than
they're very low key. I mean, the vibe here is low key, right? I mean, maybe Ibiza is much more, isn't it? It's more show off. Whereas here, people like to be under the radar.
Yeah, correct.
With money, isn't it true?
I have billionaire clients that drive with the Mini and with regular cars you would never expect them to drive, and they're happy with that, and they don't want to show off.
And they don't want to draw attention to themselves.
Yeah, exactly. And they have like a big fence around their house, and they're living that what they especially Germans. In Germany, a lot of neighbors, if your house is bigger than them, they're like jealous and
Really
they point at
upset.
you. Yeah, and I think people live that here. They have like their holiday home is much bigger than their home in Germany, because here nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, and in Germany, a lot of people point with a finger. Oh.
I would love to ask you to do a favor for me. Mallorca Living is a video podcast dedicated to those who are dreaming of making a life for themselves here on Mallorca. This is a very personal project for me, where I get to share with you wonderful stories about people who have actually made the transition to Mallorca. I would love to ask you to subscribe to this channel, because it helps the channel grow and it makes sure that we continue to grow and prosper and reach as many people as possible who are interested in making Mallorca their home. Thank you so much for subscribing and liking and sharing your comments. We love to hear your thoughts and your feedback. Thank you so much. You're quite anonymous here, isn't that true? You can be like, if you're not a super famous footballer or something like that, but if you're sort of, you can live quite anonymously here. And as you say, as long as you don't draw attention to yourself, you can have, you can really enjoy a good life and nobody disturbs you actually.
And that I like my clients, that they do not show off people. They are under radar, and yeah, I wouldn't want to work for someone who's like showing off and buying in the beach club the biggest bottle of champagne and always want to impress people. And
well, we do have a little bit of that here.
we have,
too.
But they're not my clients.
No, exactly.
That's the
so
people who come here for vacation.
it's not your world. It's not your world.
No.
So tell me about your business that you set up here, Exclusive Mallorca, because obviously there's a huge market for what you do here.
Yeah, my first intention to start a business was like only doing like household management, property management, and helping people not here or here organize their home. And then it went like to like more like a concierge service, that everyone calls me and like asks questions and need help with organizing stuff and finding and booking and arranging. So I mostly, when people ask me what do you do, and I say like I do anything, but I don't do illegal.
You don't do illegal things.
It's easier to explain what I not do than what I do.
Everything other than the illegal stuff.
Exactly. So arranging private jets, helicopter flights, that's mostly when people miss their flight and have an appointment in Ibiza, or the opposite. They're in Ibiza stuck because flights are cancelled, and they have like a business meeting or like some important event. So that's mostly what I do in last minute, organize there.
And is it you have regular clients? You have the same, more or less same clients all the time connecting with you?
For like property management, household management, what include my concierge service, I currently have 11 clients. That's also.
And do they pay you
monthly.
like monthly,
yeah,
and then they have access to
yeah.
your service? Okay.
Exactly. And then I have 2 clients. They don't want me. I have a key of their home, but that's really emergency because they have their own stuff and they run their own thing. But they want me like as a backup, and if they have questions, they have also this concierge package. That's only like I'm available on the phone and I recommend and organize things, but their home is done by themselves.
Is it difficult here to find household staff, like qualified, experienced household staff?
No, it's not so difficult, depending on your needs and what you're willing to pay. But I have like a huge network of Filipinos are here. Like it's a big community, and we have like over 60, 70 contacts of cleaning ladies from the Philippines that live here for a long time. And yeah, South Americans, Germans. But yeah, nanny is a problem.
Nannies is not easy. Why is it complicated to find good nannies?
Yeah, I think from social media and and it changed a lot in that business that people have access to different works, and nobody wants to work as a nanny, and to work close with the family and like educating. Yeah, we have different opinion than the parents, and it's a lot of things in this time coming together that it's like very difficult to find the right nanny that fits in your and
it's kind of finding the right profile is what
exactly.
you're saying that fits with the family that can do a good
like
job
girls
raising.
with tattoos, they don't want tattoos and fake fingernails, and like more looking after them being like something. And so it's difficult this time to find the right person that fits.
And I also have this feeling now that people want flexibility. You know, if you're a nanny, I guess you're kind of also a bit 24/7, right?
Yes.
Of course, you get a day off and everything, but it is quite a demanding job time-wise. And I have this feeling now that, especially the younger generation coming up, their flexibility, their time off, it's the most important thing. And as you say, if they have choice of jobs, they'd almost prefer, I'm happy to clean your house, but I don't want to be responsible for your kids. Is that kind of how you feel?
Yes, exactly. And like what I said, like with social media, I think it's like people they want to do different things, like being an influencer or doing different jobs than working in a private home.
Yeah. But it is a big problem on the island. Actually, it's a global problem now to find good staff for hospitality, which obviously a household is just an extension of that, right? Like to find good staff for hospitality
that anyway, and there was like a big connection between England and Europe, Central Europe, and now it's with the Brexit. It's very difficult to get stuff because you have a lot of nanny schools in England and Ireland. You have like and now it's difficult to hire them.
Yes,
that's a big problem. I hired a lot of staff from my principals and clients from the UK, and now that's a big problem
for the rest of Europe. Yeah. And there isn't maybe another country fulfilling that need, like another up and coming.
Yeah, like Norland nanny. You know that? Norland nannies?
No.
That's the most famous nanny school in the world.
Okay.
If you get a Norland nanny, she's like the best trained.
And where is that?
I think it's in Ireland or in UK.
Okay.
And that's like 6 to 12 months the training.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's like if you come from there. Norland nannies, I think the basic salary is 3,500-4,000 net up. Yeah, and they are well trained. And I have a lot of clients that would love to have a Norland nanny, but with the Brexit and very difficult.
Okay, so that's one of your biggest challenges, is it, at the moment, to find staff or to fulfill these roles? Okay, are most of your clients they're not living here permanently? I guess they have a home here, but they have all homes in other countries.
So like 10 to 20% live here permanent.
Okay. Yeah. And the rest are there. They're coming and going all of the time. Okay. How long have you been in Mallorca?
I came here 2020 in January.
Okay.
And my company was set up in March. So
okay, you just got in time for the lockdown, right?
Yeah,
okay, good.
Yeah.
And how has the business evolved since you started back in? Because for me, like obviously, I've been many years in Mallorca, and I've seen a huge evolution since the pandemic. I mean, because the whole world changed since the pandemic. So what's maybe was your idea before, while you were setting up the business, and now it's kind of turned out to be something completely different? Do you have any things like that?
First, completely different was for me like setting up my own home, because since I left Germany, I never had any home myself.
Okay.
I got always provided. So the
Okay.
first challenge was for me to get like buy a coffee machine and a vacuum cleaner, and
Right.
I started from zero.
So where on the island do you live?
I was moving to Palma Nova.
Okay.
Now I'm living in San Agustin,
Okay.
but I lived for 2.5 or 3 years in Palma Nova, and that was the first time really in my life, like setting up my own home.
Right.
Yeah, that was the first challenge for me.
Okay.
And then the company. Yeah, but before I really got my first client, I did like for 2-3 months from January to mid of March. I just met people. I started growing my network before I have my first client. So my friends said like, you stranger, like I met like 10 people a day in cafe places or bars, and I met helicopter pilots, nannies,
I think it was the
electricians.
first time I met you actually was down in Palma. We did, I don't know if it was after, was it the first business lunch we did
Yeah, I
when we
think so.
reopened
Yeah.
after the
Yeah, it was in
COVID?
your office.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
Yeah, that's places I went to, but like personal trainer, yoga teacher, electrician, painter, like.
So basically you were building up your network of people that could serve your clients, basically.
Exactly, and my friends said like, you're crazy, like you're meeting all these people. What do you want? Like, and I said like, yeah, if I get my first client and then he needs something, and then I started googling and calling a company I don't know, I never met. Like that's not how I work. I need to know the personality of the people, how they think of, if they have anticipation, and yeah, that's why I met them all. So I built up my network first, and then I got my first client.
And do you find it challenging to get people to, when you're committed to providing a service, can you always fulfill the wishes, or do you find it difficult?
I did that all my life, since I'm working as a butler, wherever we went, sometimes I went with my clients or principals to places I've never been, and before I started already calling people and find out when they stay in a hotel or Airbnb, like luxury Airbnb, or rented a villa, and I did my anticipation, like I built up the network before we came there, and did research. And the same here, like I can read easily people, and I find out if they just telling you what they would like to do, or if they can really do it.
Okay.
And so it's not challenging, and the island has a lot of potential and a lot of really good people. You just have to find them, because they're also the opposite. They're people, they want to get money and don't do anything for it.
So yeah, you have to distinguish all the time, but you find a solution.
Always.
So what drives you?
Pardon?
What drives you? What motivates you? What's your where
passion,
does this
passion for excellence? The like surfing. Like I have that in me. Like I want to please people. Like having a good time, and I don't expect thanks. How do you say that in English?
Yeah,
I don't expect that. Like I'm happy if someone is happy, but I don't do it because I want after I want to hear say a big thanks. I just like have that inside me, like serving.
Serving is your thing. And what's the future hold for you?
Future hold, keep it as it is. Yeah.
Are you happy with the progress of the business, how it's evolving?
Yes, I'm definitely sometimes in the press or media, the people ask me, "You want to be rich like your clients?" And I always say, actually not. I'm happy how it is, and I know all the problems my clients have. If you own things, they own you, and as much bigger your home is, as much more people you have to coordinate, and you have much more things break. And
the less freedom you have, because you're like pulled down with all these things.
I'm happy as it is.
Really? And you feel like that sense of freedom still, and
I have a home, I have a car.
Yeah, but your mobile phone never stops. I mean, you were actually quite a slave to your phone, right?
Yeah, it is, but that's my business, and that's I'm happy with. It's not stress for me that my phone rings nonstop.
I did observe you though at the last business lunch you were at, and I don't think you got to enjoy your business lunch and be present there
but
because
there
your phone never stopped, and you're like, and I'm like, well, if you're here, you should be here.
But that's that there was a big problem to solve,
Okay,
a solution to find, and
okay.
yeah. But mostly I'm always check what is important and not important, and before I go to bed, I go all the way down on my WhatsApp and check again if I forgot something. So they're mostly like sometimes 50, 60, 70 contacts down, and my phone rings. I had a counter, so my phone rings. It doesn't mean phone ringing like calls, like everything: Instagram, WhatsApp, phone, SMS, email. So from 200 to 600 times a day.
Oh my gosh! So when do you get to switch off and relax?
Actually, never. Sometimes when I go with a boat out, that's like a good. When I drive boat, that's.
And do you have an assistant that you can hand your phone over and say, you know what, you take that for today?
No, like while driving, I mostly forget it, and when there are really important things, then I answer. But yeah.
So you don't really switch off. You're always on the go.
Yeah.
But Mallorca is a great place to kind of slow down and enjoy life, no?
But I think a lot of people have that intention to come here, but they see also wealthy people. They see the potential here. They meet so many other great people and then they're doing things together.
Business-wise.
Yeah, like I think a lot of people come here to do less, but at the end they do more because they have more possibilities and a better network.
Yeah, but also life can be a bit boring if you're just hanging here.
That anyway.
You know, isn't it true? I mean, I'm sure you've seen this with some of your clients where you feel, oh my God, they have everything, and yet they feel quite unfulfilled or with a lack of purpose.
Yeah, I think the most people who has the intention come do nothing. They do at the end something because they feel also boring. If you all your life run companies and coordinate and organize, then you cannot just like switch it off. There's always, you have a family office and there's things, you actually hire people to do the management of your business, but at the end you involve and interact. Very difficult to just do nothing.
Is there anything that you're still, like what's still on your wish list to achieve, to see, to experience?
Experience, not much, but my book, never anyone in the world wrote a book as a butler behind the scene. And I'm very excited. It's
when is it going to be
year.
Published?
Yeah, and my agent and the publisher did a lot of research. There was really no one in the world.
So it's unique. So when will it be published?
In August.
Next year.
Next year.
2026.
And that's the person who helped me, the ghostwriter who helped me to write that book. It was a lot of work, and she said like we have definitely stuff for 2 more books.
Oh wow!
So and that book is already 286 pages.
Right.
And what I'm looking forward to it is like a producer buying the film rights, and that would be like my dream if that gets a kind of like series on Netflix or Amazon Prime,
a documentary or something. Like a movie.
Or Hollywood production company, because there's none modern butler. There's only The Crown on Netflix, but it's like a long time ago, and that would be a dream that they make a film or a series
based on your
episodes, or based on that book.
But already to have a book published is already a massive achievement.
But that was like really being lucky, being on the right place, because in Germany, 94,000 books gets every year published.
Wow.
So if you go to a publisher and you're no name like me, I've never wrote a book before, nobody knows about me in the book
world,
book
in the book world,
industry,
in the publishing industry.
Yeah. So if you go to a publisher, they have like 10 to 20,000 each publisher requests a year, and you're like on a stable rack of requests, and mostly nobody answers. So I met someone in the Caribbean that has a ghostwriter. He introduced me to her. So she's very famous in that, and she has like a big connections in that world. So she sent it to the agent. The agent, she told me, it takes like 2 to 3 weeks. They answer. The agent immediately next day answer. I want to meet him. I want to speak to him. And so it was the CEO of the company, and it's a very big company. Wow. So it was already for me like an honor that she called me and not anyone in the company. Yeah. So, and she said, like, were we talking? I sent that to 9 publishers, and but it can take a while. The publisher immediately all answered the next day. So they battled each other who gave the highest bid, and they paid me now a lot of money in advance, and that's like I've never imagined that they fight this book rights, and and they like believe that it like will be like a very, very successful books in the top 10 of in Germany of the books. They expect that because people are interested reading things behind the scene of a butler, by what's happening by the rich, and of course all places changed. I changed London to New York, and countries are mixed up, and character or nationalities of my clients that will be.
So nobody can be identified easily.
Yeah, it's all based on true stories, but nobody will recognize who it was. So that was very important for me. Like that was the first when I met the ghostwriter. The first thing was like that.
Yeah, but you probably have signed a lot of non-disclosure agreements.
And a lot of more signatures that with the book I never used. I had to sign that are not even one word is generated by AI.
AI.
Yeah, not even one word I had to sign, and there were a lot of signatures for that book with the agent and with the publisher.
Okay. But it's going to be a big success, I think. I can
definitely.
I can see it, because I mean it's a fascinating topic, because it's like a glimpse of the world of the very, very rich and privileged.
At this time, I had I think 34 pages when I went to when I started writing the book. I made all my life notes.
Okay.
I had like bullet points. I had 34 pages word. Okay. So I had it ready, and then I met this person in the Caribbean.
So it was always going to happen. It was your destiny.
I had planned that, but I'm not good in grammar and wording, so I would never.
But that doesn't matter, because it's your story, and somebody else is penning it, so it's absolutely fine. Fantastic. I'm so excited to read it. It's coming out in German initially, and then I guess if it's successful, it will be...
No, also before already. That for sure, but before it will be published, the publisher put it on the international market.
Okay.
Where all the publishers around the world have access. And they also spoke about China. I was like, China? And they said like, 1.2 billion people.
Of course.
In China, a book costs like €3. But imagine like 80, 90 million in Germany, and 1.2 billion, and the book is only €3. And but
potential is massive.
Yeah.
No, so you're going to become the most famous modern butler by the sounds of it, Daniel. So look, I wish you all the success with your book and continued success with your business. I'm delighted that you did choose Mallorca to establish your business, because obviously what you bring to the island is a huge addition for people who can choose anywhere, to live in the world.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And before we go, though, I always like to ask my quickfire questions. So if you don't mind to tell me, which is your preference, beach or mountains?
That's difficult.
Both.
I like to see both from the water.
Okay.
I like beach, but
You also like the
I love to be
mountains.
on a boat and see the beach from the boat.
Okay, very
but the
good.
beach is not me.
You
I
like
cannot
beach.
lay down for hours on a sun chair and doing nothing. That's not me.
That's not you. Okay.
So it would be first mountain, climb on a
Okay.
mountain.
Okay, very good. And sunrise or sunset?
Sunset, I think.
Sunset.
That's like incredible in Mallorca.
It's
like
incredible,
in November, September. Like September, the sunset is like, for me, the best I've seen in the world.
Yes, very good. And summer heat or winter calm?
I like the winter here.
You like winter here, yeah.
because
Winter is
it's more
beautiful.
calm,
Yeah.
and you still have summer feeling some days or most days.
Yes.
You wake up still, and you have a blue sky. Like that's the vitamin D is the best thing you can happen to you.
Absolutely. Siesta or fiesta?
I'm a very active person, so I don't do siesta. I do
You
more
like
fiesta.
more fiesta. And pamboli or ensamada?
Pampoli, because it makes more fun. People who never had it to explain how it works and why it is.
Yeah.
You know why there's no salt in the Mallorquin bread?
No, tell me.
So I question myself for years
Yeah.
here, and this year in summer I came up because someone told me something, and I was thinking of why is there no salt in, and then I realized I think the Mallorquin put no salt in the bread because it keeps it longer crunchy and fresh.
Okay.
So if you put salt in, it takes the humidity and
That's true.
the crust gets like chewy,
Yeah.
and the bread dries out quicker, and it's.
I think you're
And I
you're
think-
probably correct.
I think
with
that's
this.
why.
And I love this like ritual, no, of having when you do the pamboli and you put the salt and you decide how much you want to have yourself. North Coast or South Coast?
Southwest coast.
Southwest Coast, very good. So you like you like Southwest, obviously, as you live in that corner of the island.
Yeah,
no?
north and northwest.
Yeah.
It's like very beautiful, but there's no social life. So that's during the day or during a sunset or go for a hike. But living is Southwest.
Southwest, yeah, but there is a social life in the Northwest. I think if you're a boating person, it's more summer, definitely more summer. Whereas I think the Southwest is a more all year round place, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Daniel, thank you so much for being
Thank
here,
you.
and good luck with your book. It's a very exciting project, and good luck with everything else you're doing.
Thanks
Thank
so much.
you.
It was a pleasure being here and a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, thank you, Daniel. All the best. If you're dreaming of making Mallorca your home, let me invite you to use our property buyers agency service. With our service and our help, we can guide you to the right location that fits with your lifestyle. We'll also help you find the perfect home that fits with your dream. Contact us today for an online consultation or book an appointment and come and see us in Palma. We would love to help you make your transition to Mallorca a reality.